Senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us as we watch this video. Ed, this is the moment that he was shot. Blood was then seen pouring from the side of his head, from his neck, and now this.
It was supposed to be another normal event at Utah Valley University, a day where students and guests gathered to hear conservative activist Charlie Kirk speak. Instead, it turned into chaos, fear, and tragedy. Charlie Kirk, a figure who has spent years building a name for himself in conservative politics, was shot on stage in front of a stunned audience.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God.
Go, run!
The shocking assassination has left the nation reeling, with questions pouring in about how this could have happened, who was behind it, and what it means for America's political future. Witnesses described the scene as pure terror. Kirk had just started speaking when loud cracks echoed through the auditorium. At first, some thought it was a microphone glitch or a sound effect, but within seconds, people realized what was happening. A shooter had opened fire. The room erupted in screams as people ducked, tried to run, and scrambled for cover. Security rushed toward the stage, but it was too late. Charlie Kirk had been hit, collapsing in front of hundreds of people who were watching the horror unfold live. The fact that this happened on stage, during a public event, has made the situation even more shocking. Kirk wasn't just targeted privately or caught in some back alley. He was assassinated in full view of cameras, students, and supporters. This kind of public killing is rare in the United States, especially in modern times, and it instantly sparked comparisons to the political assassinations of the 1960s, when figures like Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. were gunned down. For many, the sight of Kirk's shooting felt like history repeating itself in the worst possible way. The aftermath was chaos. Attendees described the sound of chairs flipping, people crying, and the desperate push to get out of the auditorium. Some froze in place, others tried to help, but the fear of another shot kept everyone on edge. Police and campus security flooded the scene, locking down the university and hunting for the shooter. Within hours, officials confirmed Kirk had died from his wounds. His death was announced publicly, and the news spread across the country like wildfire. Charlie Kirk's assassination is not just about the loss of one man. It's about what he represented. As the founder of Turning Point USA, Kirk was one of the most recognizable faces in conservative activism. He had built a massive following among young people, particularly college students, and became a frequent voice on television, podcasts, and social media. Whether people loved him or hated him, there's no denying that Kirk had influence. His speeches drew large crowds, his posts reached millions, and his words often sparked heated debates. Now, all of that has been silenced. The question everyone is asking is why? Why would someone target Charlie Kirk? And why in such a public and brutal way? Investigators are digging into the shooter's motives, background, and possible connections. Some fear that this could be tied to the growing tensions in American politics, where hostility and division have reached dangerous levels. For years, both sides of the political spectrum have warned that the rhetoric is heating up too much, that sooner or later, words would turn into violence. For Kirk, that grim warning became reality. Social media exploded the moment the news broke. Hashtags about Kirk's assassination trended worldwide. His supporters mourned his death, calling him a patriot who died while standing up for his beliefs. Critics, while divided in opinion about Kirk's politics, also expressed shock and sadness that the situation had escalated to such extremes. Even those who disagreed with his ideology said that violence is never the answer. But as is often the case in today's climate, the tragedy quickly turned into a political battlefield. Some pointed fingers, accusing Kirk's opponents of fueling hate. Others blamed lax security, saying this should never have been allowed to happen in such an open environment. Politicians from both parties have released statements. Some called the assassination an attack on free speech and democracy itself. Others focused on gun violence, using the moment to renew calls for stricter laws. Regardless of political affiliation, the overwhelming message was clear. This was a national tragedy. To see a public figure killed on stage in front of young people was something that shook Americans deeply. Kirk's death also raises big questions for his movement. Turning Point USA was not just his job, it was his life's work. He had poured everything into building the organization, turning it into a powerful platform for conservative youth activism. Without him, many are wondering what happens next. Can the organization survive? Will someone else step into his shoes? Or will the group lose the influence Kirk built over the years? These are questions his followers are struggling with, on top of the grief of losing him. The university community is also grappling with trauma. Students who were in the audience will never forget what they saw. For them, the night will forever be marked by fear and tragedy. Many described being unable to sleep, haunted by the sound of gunfire and the sight of Kirk collapsing. Counselors have been made available, but the scars of such an event are not easily healed. The shooter's identity and motives will be at the center of the investigation. Authorities are carefully piecing together what led to this moment. Was it planned for weeks? Or was it an impulsive act? Was it politically motivated or something more personal? Until answers come out, speculation will swirl. And in today's fast-moving world of online commentary, speculation often spreads faster than facts. That makes the situation even more tense as rumors and theories fly across social platforms. For many Americans, the most chilling part of this tragedy is how public it was. In an era when nearly everything is recorded or streamed, the assassination of Charlie Kirk may have been caught on multiple phones and cameras. Some footage has already surfaced, showing the panic in the crowd and the moment people realized something terrible had happened. These videos are being shared widely, amplifying the shock and forcing people to confront the brutal reality of political violence in 2025. Kirk's legacy will now be defined not only by his activism, but also by the way his life ended. He built a career out of speaking boldly, challenging opponents, and rallying young conservatives. His death, sudden and violent, is a reminder of how dangerous the political stage has become. It is also a warning that if the nation doesn't find a way to cool tensions, more tragedies could follow. The assassination of Charlie Kirk has not just shaken his supporters, it has rattled the entire political landscape. It has forced people to ask uncomfortable questions about security, about rhetoric, and about how divided the country has become. It has also forced many to reflect on the fragility of life. One moment, Kirk was delivering a speech, the next, he was gone. In the days to come, there will be memorials, speeches, and tributes. There will also be debates, arguments, and finger-pointing. That's the reality of American politics today. But beneath all of that, there is a shared sense of shock that an assassination could happen in modern America, in a university auditorium, on stage in front of students. It feels unthinkable, and yet it happened. Charlie Kirk's assassination will likely be remembered for years as a turning point, a dark chapter that showed just how dangerous political division can be. His supporters will honor him as a martyr for free speech and conservative values. His critics, even if they didn't agree with him, will remember the chilling image of a man cut down in the middle of doing what he believed in. And the nation as a whole will be left asking how it got here and what needs to change to make sure it doesn't happen again. For now, the country mourns. A family has lost a son, a husband, a friend. A movement has lost its leader. And a university community has been scarred forever by the night violence erupted on stage. Charlie Kirk's voice has been silenced, but the echoes of what happened in Utah will continue to be felt for years to come.